Today, I'm testing a strategy that trades around the previous day's high and low. I got this from this video by TradePro, where he talks about the strategy and explains the rules, and at the end, he actually runs a manual backtest which shows good results. His test was done on Bitcoin, but I'm going to see if the same strategy can be applied to the S&P 500. It can be a little bit time consuming to manually look for the previous day's high and lows. So there are indicators that help do the job. And I'll set that up first. So I'm going to search up here for previous day. And there's going to be quite a few different ones, but the one that I used there was by Josh Trades. So I'm just going to configure it a little bit because the colors kind of blend into the background of my screen here. All I did there was change the color of the two lines, thicken them up a little bit, remove the opacity, and then I changed the style from a straight line to a stepped line. Now at a glance, I can see what yesterday's high and lows were. If we take a look at this box here, for example, this is one full day for the S&P 500. That's the 930 candle, and then that is the 345 candle. This green line corresponds to yesterday's high. And if I was to draw this across to the left, you can see that that's where the high from yesterday was. The same goes for the orange line. Draw this across to the left, and that's the low of yesterday. And that's how you use this indicator. So rather than having to manually look for these highs and lows, we've got them drawn on here already for every day. I'm only going to be testing long entries in this backtest, so I'm not going to use this green line for the time being. All of my trades are going to be taken from the orange line at the bottom. The idea of the strategy is that yesterday's high and low will act as support and resistance for today, because they are the most recent significant levels. So if we take this low back here and extend it out towards this indicator line, we'll be looking for trades that bounce off this line and use it as support. Then once we have an entry, we're looking for at least a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And disappointingly, this strategy just on its own didn't perform very well on S&P 500. And I did kind of notice that when I was looking through the different trades. But something else that I noticed was that there were more breakouts than there were reversals. It seemed that when price broke through the upper resistance line, which was yesterday's high, it would continue on in that direction more often. So I decided to stick with this strategy, but just change up the rules a little bit. So instead of reversals, I'm now going to be looking for breakouts through yesterday's high. So if we take a look at this day here, the rules for this breakout are quite similar, but this time I'm not looking for a rejection from that line. I need a breakout through it. So the day must open in between these two lines, which is the case with this first candle. I then need to have a candle that opens below but closes above yesterday's high, which happens on this candle. I then enter at the open of the next candle. So I have a feeling this could be a loser, but I'm going to mark the entry here and set my stop loss. The stop loss is then placed either at the low of the previous candle or at ATR, whichever is greatest. So in this case, the ATR is 1.63. That gives me a bigger stop loss, which is somewhere down here. And then I aim for a 2-to-1 risk to reward. So actually this trade wasn't a loser. It went on to be a winning trade. And you can see the same pattern repeating itself in the next couple of days. So I'm going to make a couple of little tweaks here. The main one being that I changed this from reversal to a breakout strategy. I'm going to rerun it and have a look at the equity curve, which looks a lot better initially, but I'm noticing this big drop off at the end. I looked through my trades to see what was causing these big losses, and I realized it's overnight gaps. So some of these trades, they don't close within the same day that they're opened. And if the price gaps down really badly the next day, it ends up with a really big loss like this. So I'm going to set an additional condition, which is that if the stop loss or take profit aren't hit by the end of the day, which on an hourly backtest is going to be the 1530 candle, then I'm going to exit at the end of the day. So I set this exit end of day variable to true. And when I rerun this code, my equity curve improves a little bit because I now don't have those same big drops as before. This made me wonder though, if I'm closing out the trades at the end of the day, then what time am I actually opening the trades? So I did a little check to see the return depending on the hour in which I entered the trade. And I found that the trades that entered at the 3 o'clock candle ended up losing, which kind of makes sense. They don't actually have time to really do anything because they're opening right at the end of the day. So I'm going to filter these out, and I'm not going to take a trade within the last hour of the day. So without that filter, the balance ends up around 12.5. When I rerun it, it's improved a little bit. So overall, not a massive difference, but I know that those trades in the last hour were a net negative, so it's worthwhile removing them. The next thing I want to do is start playing around with the stop loss and the take profits. First of all, I'm going to test a range of stop losses, and I'll just go from 1 to 2 in increments of 0.5. So that gives me these 3 lines stacked on top of each other. The blue line, which is the original, is the 1 times ATR stop loss. The rest actually just seem to make the whole thing worse. So it looks like keeping a tight stop loss is better, which makes sense. It's a breakout strategy. I don't want to be using a big stop loss. So I'm going to reset this back to 1, and I can now play around with the take profit range. So here I'm going to test values from 1 up to 5, and we'll see what I get this time. This blue line here is the worst one. That's a 1 times take profit. The other lines then kind of stack on top of each other, with the best one being this yellow line, which is a 5 to 1 risk to reward. But interestingly, they're all very close to each other. And the reason for that is the extra condition, which is that if the stop loss or take profit aren't hit by the end of the day, then the trade is closed regardless. So most of the time, these take profits aren't actually going to be hit, but every now and again they will be. So I'm going to keep it with a 5 to 1 risk to reward. So here's the equity curve with a 1 times ATR stop loss and 5 to 1 risk to reward. But in reality, most of the time, I won't be getting a 5 to 1. I think a lot of the time trades will just close at the end of the day. So the real risk to reward that I'm getting is just over 1 to 1. But that's okay because the win rate is 58%. So not only are the winners slightly bigger than the losers, it also wins more often than it loses. As a result, the strategy makes 16.5% annual return with a pretty low drawdown of almost 9%. So here's a quick recap of the backtest. First of all, the strategy of taking reversals from a support line using yesterday's low didn't seem to work, at least not in my test with 1-hour charts on S&P 500. On the other hand, breakouts through yesterday's high did seem to be profitable. There are only a few rules for that. Firstly, the opening candle has to be between these 2 lines. For example, up here, the price gapped above yesterday's high. So I'm not going to take any trades that day. I'm already outside of yesterday's high, so I don't really expect a breakout through it again. But this candle here opened inside yesterday's range, so this one is okay. The entry condition then is that it opens underneath yesterday's high and closes above it. So this is a good trade. We have an entry signal at the open of the next candle. Stop loss is set either at the low of the previous candle or at 1 times ATR, which you can get from this indicator down here. So it actually should be 1.46. Risk to reward, aiming for 5 to 1. A lot of the time it won't get there, but when it does, it's a big win. If the trade isn't completed by the end of the day, the stop loss and the take profit haven't been hit, then you just exit the trade there and then, ready to trade again the next day. So it's a pretty simple strategy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you've traded something like this before, or if you've had success with it on different time frames or different instruments. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more.